channel. Today's video is going to be a review and demonstration of glitter injections pressed glitters. So I've been seeing these all over my Instagram and I was incredibly curious about the product, so I jumped online and I grabbed 9 different shades. So first off, I'll get straight into the swatches and what colors I got, then I'll give you my mini review and demo of how I apply them. So if you're interested, just keep on watching. So they arrived in these little plastic casing, which I think is a fantastic idea. It keeps them nice and safe and sound. So the first color I'm showing you is called Pink Coral. This is what I actually used on my eyes today. It is a beautiful pink base multicolored glitter. So it has like flecks of gold and silver and darker pinks mixed through it, and it is just absolutely beautiful. I love it for a really multicolored effect. The next color is called Barbie, and it is the perfect Barbie shade. So I'm definitely going to rock this one day really soon. It's just a straight up like pink and sort of white silvery glitters. It is so pretty and it swatches like an absolute dream. It is a little bit kind of sheerer compared to some of the other shades because of like the white glitter, but it's just so pretty. The next shade is called Out of This World, which is like a really deep blue with kind of reddy, nearly coppery and black sort of flecks through it. It is another super beautiful shade. It is a little bit less metallic than the other shades, I think because of how dark it is, but it still swatches like an absolute dream and is a gorgeous dark like midnight blue color. The next shade is called Peacock, and honestly they have picked like the best names for these colors because Peacock sums this up perfectly. It is like a purple, gold and greeny base multicolored glitter. It is insanely beautiful. I cannot wait to wear this too, but I just think they've really picked like perfect names for these shades. So Peacock hits the nail on the head with this particular color. The next one is called Psycho Barbie. So it's like a blue, purple, pink, silver, every single color pretty much under the sun that you would see in Barbie's dream house in a glitter. So this is another really beautiful one, really swatches quite nicely, and yeah, I'm surprised how many blue tones I got actually. I got a fair few blues. The next shade I picked up is called Rose Gold, and it is honestly just one of the most beautiful shades I have ever seen. They also have a copper color. I don't know why I didn't get it, to be honest, but this Rose Gold is just that perfect hint of pink in a shadow that's very wearable, and of course it's rose gold. It's rose gold. Who doesn't like a bit of rose gold? But this one out of all of them swatches the best. It's like the most creamy out of all of them. This next shade is called Midnight Glow, and it really reminds me actually of one of the foiled shadows by Makeup Geek called High Wire. It is a very blue based silver with a hint of black specks in it. It is just absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to wear this for like a New Year's Eve type of look. I think it'd be perfect for that. But when it's swatched, you can really see the hint of blue in it. The next shade is called Needle Spark, which is just a straight up pure silver and black glitter. Another one that would be perfect for a night out or something like I'm stumbling over my words. Something like New Year's again. It is so beautiful. And the lucky last shade is called Treasure. This is just like a pure gold. Literally when I swatched this, I felt like I was sticking my finger into a pan of 24 karat crushed powderized gold. That's how gorgeous this shade is. I cannot wait to wear it, just like I cannot wait to wear all the other shades. But as you can see, here's a close-up of all the swatches. They are all incredibly pigmented, such beautiful variation in shade, and they're just beautiful. I really like them. Okay guys, so let's get into the review portion of today's video. So I'll start off by touching on the actual product itself. I really do like this product. It is incredibly creamy. The best way I can describe the consistency is it's very similar to Colourpop's metallic shadows. So you know when you rub your finger in a Colourpop shadow, it feels incredibly creamy and nearly slightly damp in a way. That is exactly what these pressed glitters feel like. The only difference is you can feel the slight grit of the glitters in the product as well. So they go onto your lids incredibly easily. All you have to do is dab your finger in the pan. You don't need to swipe or dig in or anything like that. You just have to dab your finger straight into the pan very softly, and you pick up a heap of color. So I feel like these glitters are incredibly buildable. If you just want something of a more sort of subtle glitter like what I did today, you don't have to build up the product too much. You still get that really beautiful glittery payoff. Whilst if you want to go like super glittery all out lid, you'll just have to continually build up the product. product. I do feel like these glitters will probably transfer to the top of your lids a little bit because of how creamy they are. Personally for me, I have slightly hooded eyes, so I only get a tiny bit of transfer. It doesn't really bother me too much. The eyeliner glided over the glitter as well, so it caused no problems with that. It's obviously super fine glitter. So overall, I'm really happy with my purchase. I think it is actually a great consistency and great product, and they have incredibly gorgeous shades, but there are some cons that I'd like to talk about. So one of the first things is when I first stumbled across their social media, it isn't the most professional is probably the wrong word. I really like the look of the product itself, but the actual quality of the videos and pictures, not so much. So I believe they take most of their pictures for their website and also their Instagram with mobile phone quality and mobile phone flash on. I believe that is so you can see the diverse sort of pigment range in the glitters, like you get a true indication of what it's like when the light reflects off it, which is great. But overall, I'd like to see like the website sort of images in particular maybe spruced up a little bit, because it did kind of put me off a little bit when I was looking at their website, because it doesn't look as professional as some other big brands. My second con is the pans do not have the names on the back of them. So being a beauty blogger and YouTuber that does makeup tutorials and uses products, I need to know what shades I'm using without having to look them up. So I'm going to have to buy some labels and label these myself. So that's one thing I also think they really need to do. It is very inconvenient not having the name of the shadows on here, because I need to let you guys know what I'm using. And there's no way I'm going to remember every single shadow name I own. Now the next thing is pricing. So each pan is $12.99 US, which converts to nearly 18 Australian dollars, which is like, pretty much sold my soul. So I do feel like they are overpriced, but in the same breath, I'm quite happy with them as well. But if you're just like the average girl that doesn't want to spend shit tons, copious amounts of money on product, then you're probably not going to buy them for that reason. I mean, they're still not as expensive as MAC shadows in Australia, but they're still pretty high up there. If the pans were a bit bigger, I maybe wouldn't care so much, but I definitely do think they are very up there in the price range on the expensive side. Positive thing that made up for the price of the pans is that their shipping is capped to $14.99, I believe, for international shipping. So usually with Australian shipping, I would expect to pay anywhere from $20 to $35 to ship a product. It's obviously not going to be very good for you if you're looking to buy 1 or 2 pans, because $14 to ship it to Australia, then convert it to Australian dollars, obviously is very expensive just for like 1 or 2 pans. But if you're looking at buying in bulk, then it does make it to be a little bit more worthwhile. So I was pretty happy about that shipping price. I bought 9 pans, so I wasn't too fussed about paying that to ship them here. So when I originally pre-ordered these, they took I think about a week or so to actually be shipped out. And when I contacted their customer service, they got back to me the next day and were incredibly friendly. So I do think the customer service is great. I felt like their reply was very prompt and they were very nice in their email, so I appreciated that. They took about, I think like 3 to 4 weeks to get here, I'm pretty sure. So a fair while, but a lot of companies that ship out of the US, you expect your products to take anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks anyway, so not really different to anyone else. So yeah, if you guys have the money to splurge on yourself, then I would recommend these. If not, there are like probably a gazillion and one cheaper alternatives that you could look up on the internet. I personally don't know any myself because these are actually the first glitters I've owned. I've never owned any sort of glitters. So if you guys have any recommendations for glitters, please make sure you leave them in the comment section for me, because I'd love to try them out too. And if you've tried any glitter injections products, what did you think of them? Did you like them? What's your feedback? So anyway guys, thumbs up this video if you did enjoy, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll be talking to you really soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!